Good evening, guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to come on and do like a quick poor math skills video and thank everybody for the overwhelming response that I got from the video about my 5 years of remission and how I feel about moving forward now that I'm kind of not on, like, I'm not waiting, I guess, for the other shoe to drop would be the right term. And I was really thankful that so many people responded the way they did. So please watch the video if you haven't. But today I decided to get back to talking about saving money. So I wanted to bring another episode of Poor Math Skills. So today we are going to talk about my nemesis. Yes, my nemesis, coffee pods. Now, I have a Keurig. Full disclosure, I do have a Keurig. But I don't buy the coffee in the pods. I have 2 of these little things, which I got at Walmart in a pack of 2. You can see them. You put the coffee in there, you put the little lid on, you put it into the machine. It works just like having the coffee pods. And I got 2 of these for, like, you know, some weird Walmart price, like $4.97 for the 2-pack. Not $5, not $4.99, $4.97 for the 2-pack of these. And they're great. You just like dump the coffee out and rinse them out and they're good to go. So coffee pods. Okay, first of all, since this is an episode of Poor Math Skills, let's talk about how incredibly expensive they are. All right, so here's my little whiteboard. We're going to talk about this again. Okay, so Starbucks coffee. I went out and priced Starbucks coffee in my supermarket. This was this price was actually on sale. I think it was actually normally $9.99, but it was $8.99 for a 12-pack. Okay, that works out to 75 cents a cup for coffee you're making at home. And I know for about the same amount, you could actually go to Wawa and for $1 get a cup of coffee. So it's really not, you know, you're not saving a lot of money with this. And honestly, the other problem is that these pods are like an ecological nightmare. They don't break down because they're plastic. I did recently see pods that said that they were recyclable. But then the more I thought about it, the more I realized they weren't recyclable because you can't leave food in an item that's going to be recycled. So you would have to go in, open each pod, dump all the coffee out, clean out the pod, then throw away the little plastic pod, which would make all of them recyclable if you're willing to do that. But let's face it, people are not going to be willing to do that. I mean, I know people that complain about, whoops, sorry, Lucky. I mean, I know people that complain about this. They're like, oh yeah, I can't be bothered with, like, you know, filling it and cleaning it, right? You really think they're going to take their coffee pod apart so that they can take the coffee out of it and then recycle the pod? Yeah, it's not going to happen. So a big problem with this, besides the money, is the ecological factor. Now, I know that there are people that are going to say, we have one in our office, and we have one in our office because there's so many people and everybody wants coffee and blah, 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 blah. If you're in an office, this is a very expensive thing to have for your employees, even if you're buying them in bulk. And quite honestly, with the amount of people drinking coffee, it makes more sense to actually do the pot coffee and have like the old-fashioned like Bunamatic installed and have the pot of coffee made and everybody just takes their cup and brews a fresh pot or uses a press pot or whatever. Using the pods would actually slow it down because everybody's going to have to wait for the person in front of them that's getting the cup of coffee with the pod. Then somebody's going to have to refill the water. Then somebody, you know, I mean, actually it would be easier, cheaper, and faster to just have someone go in, make a pot of coffee with 10 cups or so, have everybody take their coffee and, you know, make a fresh pot or, you know, pour the pot into a press pot and, you know, keep making pots, than it would be to have everybody standing in line to use the coffee maker one pot at a time. I mean, honestly, the pods take long enough that it would be faster to brew a whole pot of coffee. So, you know, think about that. If you're a business owner, I would seriously think about that. I think that they're incredibly wasteful, both money, time, and ecologically speaking, they're really, really wasteful. And for you people at home, I know I've talked about not buying your coffee out because it's so expensive, but this really, I mean, it's not much cheaper. See, I'm using this, and the other day at my local supermarket, they had really good Kona coffee, organic Kona coffee from this company, and they were getting rid of it. It was $2.99 for this bag of this coffee. It wasn't a whole pound. It was like a 14, I think it was like a 13 or 14 ounce bag. But still, I mean, that is so much cheaper when you think about it. I mean, how many cups of coffee can I get using one of these out of that bag of coffee? I mean, it's got to be like, I would assume it's going to be under 25 cents. So it's going to be a better deal. So just food for thought, guys. I want you to think about not using coffee pots because they cost so much for the environment and for your pocketbook. And think about investing in one of these. Like I said, pack of 2, $4.97 at Walmart. Really easy. You can probably find them other places too. You know, washable, reusable, really super easy. And yeah, so please tune in again. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, all the other stuff, and join me again for my next video, and check out my cooking video from this weekend. And thank you again to everyone who watched my video on being in 5 years of remission, and thanks so much for all the well wishes, and I will see you guys soon. See ya.